Are y'all ready to have some fun? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. The show will begin shortly. Thanks for joining us. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. I hope everyone's doing okay tonight. I'm so excited that you're all here with us. Apparently, we're having a little bit of a network issue. I'm here with my co-host, Paul. Paul, I'm seeing that you only have one bar of signal. Sorry about that. You may want to see what you can do about that. I'm here with my co-host, Paul Gallagher, and our guest, Mr. Sean Christopher. Welcome, guys.
How are you?
Doing good. Good to have you back, Sean. It's been a while. Paul, can you hear me?
You.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, for some reason it's showing only one little bar for you, and I don't know why. I'm just letting you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm super excited to have Mr. Sean Christopher here tonight, and of course, Paul Gallagher is back on tonight. Welcome, guys. Sean, why don't you tell, for those who don't know anything about you, tell everybody a little bit about yourself, sir.
Just married for 29 years to the same woman who I write with, and I'm from East Texas, Jacksonville, songwriter, singer, performer, guitar player. I was a guitar player long before I ever was a singer or songwriter. That's what I started out wanting to be. Got 4 kids.
Wow.
Just love playing music. I mean, I've always, ever since I was a little boy, I guess probably one of the first people I ever really saw do anything or perform that I can remember was as so many people were, was Elvis. And he just mesmerized me, and I was always like being in the spotlight, I guess. My wife's got a term she calls me, but I can't say it here.
That's funny. So,
but anyway,
go ahead. I just wanted to remind everyone, you mentioned your wife. Tell everybody her name because she writes with you, and that is very important. You were just pointing that out to me a few minutes ago.
Yeah, my wife Linda, she is the reason that we're writing now. For lots of years, all I did was just go out and do cover stuff. And one night I came in, and she had been on me, and I got another mentor friend of mine who had been on me, and he was like, "Man," they were both telling me, you're not going to find your own voice. You're not going to find who you are until you start writing your own music. And they were right. I mean, I came in from a gig one night, and I was just pretty down on everything and upset and just tired. And I said, "There's got to be more to this than this." And she was like, "You got to start writing." And so we did. I mean, we started writing I'd say about 2.5, 3 years ago. And we had written, well, she had actually written the song. The very first song we wrote was about 11, 12 years ago, and I popped off one night. I said, "You think you could write me a song?" Because she had done some poetry writing and stuff like that. She had a song that we can't find it. If I ever find it, we're gonna finish it. But she had a song that she had wrote when she was a little girl called "My Mother, My Friend."
Oh,
Yeah, it was, and when I read it a long time ago, before I ever even started playing music, I was like, "Linda, do you know how good this is?" And she was like, "Ah, blah blah blah." But anyway, so that one night, I said, "You think you can write me a song?" And she went off in the bedroom, and about 15 minutes later, she come out with this pad full of words, and she said, "See what you can do with that." I started putting a
wow.
melody to it, and when that's the very first song, it's called "If You Still Care," and then
So that was the first song she ever wrote, was If You Still Care, huh?
yeah, and it's the same. This process has basically been the same since. She she'll come up with a bunch of words and all that, and then we just talk about rearranging them and moving them, and of course I've got to sing them, and she so I try to do what I can do. I mean, I like I told you before we went on, people have a gift. I mean, people are good at what they do.
Yes.
I do not have the ability to come up with original ideas. I just don't. I
Yeah.
can take like we'll talk about Paul and I's relationship.
Yes.
I don't have that gift. But now what I do have the gift to do is take that idea that somebody has and try to turn it into or go with it, and help them do what they do or what it needs to be. I guess is what I'm trying to say. But as
Yeah.
far as coming up with original ideas, Linda last week she'll say, "What you got this week?" I'm like, "Same thing I had last week, nothing." And
And
then
so she's coming up with most of the ideas then, and you are just going from there, right?
with the hooks, she's coming up with ideas,
Yes.
and you know, and then once we get things started, then I'll start playing, and it's getting tougher, man. She's getting tougher because used to I could play just a few chords and a few things, and it would be fine. And then you'll hear some of these songs, you'll hear the difference because she's like, "No, that's not what I want to hear. That's not what I'm looking for." I mean, we've gotten in some arguments. I'm like, "You try to kill me."
Yeah, she
So,
wants it a certain way. She probably, well, just like anybody that writes songs, you hear it. To me, I think you hear it in your head a certain way, right? And you
well,
want to
she
hear it
she's
come out that way.
yeah, and she's always said, "Well, I can't hear it like you do." And I said, "Yeah, you hear it." And she's gotten a whole lot more confident about what she does want to hear, and she pushes me and challenges me because I've got to figure out, all right, what does she want to hear? What have I got
Yeah.
to do to make this right? Like I said, one of the songs that we're going to play tonight, I'll explain. It was that very thing, and boy, I mean, it was one of those instances. Y'all heard this story before. Paul certainly has. We got in an argument. She went to one end of the house, and I stayed at the other end. And of course, us being like we are, I was like, all right, I got to figure out how to make Mama happy. So, happy wife, happy life. So,
Yes.
but we have fun. I
Wow.
mean, like I said, we've been married for 29 years and been together for 34, 35 now. So,
That's a long time. That is a
yeah.
long time. Paul, why don't you tell us how you're doing tonight, Paul? How's everything going?
Yeah, pretty good. I threw my back out on Friday, and oh
Uh-oh.
yeah,
Oh
I'm,
my
I'm
gosh, are you serious?
yeah, no, I'm walking around all just like, oh, I'm in pain, taking pain medicine and everything.
Hi,
Yeah, so it's not
Sarah.
fun.
Oh,
Man.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, Paul.
yeah, I'm sitting here in pain right now, just like, okay,
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
poor
get through this.
baby. Poor Paul. I tell
Well,
you
I
what,
just,
isn't it true? It's always something, it feels like, doesn't it?
oh,
Well,
man.
I'm glad you're here, you poor thing. Well, I guess that put off bowling anyway because of your back. You poor guy. Oh,
We're
you're
done.
done bowling. I didn't know that. Oh my gosh. I just told Shauna, I hope
Done.
Paul will
Hello,
be here.
Miss
I think
Sarah.
they're bowling.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is it? Is the league over with, or you're just
Yeah,
done bowling?
yeah, no,
The league's over
league's
with.
over, and I am done bowling. I already told Crystal, there's no way. No, I'm throwing
Just
a
can't keep it up.
15.
Yeah. So I want to take a moment to say hello to Miss Sarah Cox.
Yes.
Hi, Sarah, and whoever else we have on. Please say hello. And just so we know who is watching. If you feel comfortable, Sean has been on our show before, and he even actually helped co-host before. He's come up with a lot of new
Yes.
songs. Yeah. So, Paul,
Yeah.
what do you want to?
And he's
What
been,
do you want to tell everybody out there?
and then and I went to visit him for one of his shows. I actually drove to Jacksonville, and it was a long drive.
Yeah.
It was worth it though. We went up there, got to meet him.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'd like to do more often is get out and meet our people that have been on the podcast that
Oh man.
are close by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Huh?
I bet that was really cool. That's the night you were playing in some big movie theater, right? A big movie theater, like an auditorium.
Well, no, I played across the street. That was. Well, I felt bad, Paul, and I mean, I was so glad Paul and Crystal came. I mean, that meant a lot for them to drive.
Yeah.
What, 7.5 hours?
Wow.
6 or 7 hours to come and see me play. But the thing that I was so upset, I picked that date, and I told Paul this, but anyway, I picked that date when the promoter, when he booked it, but it was not at the movie theater. To answer your question, no, it was at another venue they had right across the street.
Well, that's okay. I just thought it was at the theater. No big deal.
Oh, no, ma'am. Hopefully that's coming down the road. But anyway.
Oh, okay.
What I'm getting to is Paul and Crystal. There was like, maybe Paul's 10 people in the whole place.
Oh, yeah, about 10 people.
Yeah,
hey,
but the problem, but hey,
got the weird stuff.
But hey, Carolyn, the thing was that theater across the street was the opening weekend for Top Gun.
Oh
yeah.
So how you gonna compete? How you gonna compete with the Maverick? You know?
No, you can't. I'm sorry. Nobody I know can compete with him. Wow. Wow. Well, I thought it was really cool that they got to go and see you. And
oh man,
I enjoyed the show, or else we would have tried to join them, but there was no way. We do a karaoke show, so we were busy that night, unfortunately.
Yes, man. I so enjoyed them coming. We had a good night.
Yeah, they said they really
hang out that evening.
A fun time.
Oh yeah, it was a large time. We had a lot of fun. It was very good to meet him.
That is so cool. And it's really cool, right, Paul, to get to meet somebody in person, isn't it? That you see on the show.
That was awesome, man. We hung out.
Yeah, and since Paul has even co-written at least one song. Have y'all co-written anything else yet, or just the double?
No,
just a lot.
Right quick. I want to. Linda's on here. That's Linda, author Callie Austin.
Oh, hi, Linda. I didn't even see it over here. Hi, Linda. How are you? Hello, good people.
No, Paul had talked to me about writing another one, and I said, look, man, I appreciate your confidence in me, but I don't want to just keep taking your ideas and turning them into my songs. I mean, I just don't feel it's not fair to him. I said, you need to make them your own. You write them, you make them, and tried to encourage him. And I don't know how far he's come with it. I hope a great deal. We talked a little bit about it over the past few months. He's trying to learn how to play the guitar and.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with Paul. How much? He has right, Paul. You really have. Paul has learned so much, and I don't know how many songs you've written since then. What, 3 or 4? Hold on, guys. Very important. 4. Marie, we can see you now. I see your comments. Yes, I can see you. Thank you for joining us, Marie. I think she's having issues getting on. I'm so glad you're here, honey, and I'm so glad you're here, Linda, and I'm so glad you're here, Sarah. Paul, how many songs have you written altogether since then? I know you did "Devil in the Wind," and what you got?
4 songs. We've done. I've written 4. I have music for 2, maybe 3 right now. And and it was funny because even on our podcast, I was joking around about the whole Spanish music song that I came up with, and I was going to come up with it, and I actually wrote the song and actually have the Spanish music to it and everything. So
cool.
So I mean, he has learned, especially. Not just that, but the guitar. I'm just so impressed. I mean that, Paul. I really. By the way, for some reason, Paul, you got all bars right now. All of a sudden, it went from 1 to all 4. So I don't know.
No, like I said, when I met him and we got to talk face to face, we talked that night for a long time, and then we talked 2 or 3 hours the next morning at breakfast, and just Paul's a very talented person. I mean, that was the thing. I'm like, man, I don't want to keep. I mean. Yeah, I take the ideas, and I use some of his lyrics. Linda was a big part of that too, and we used some of his lyrics. Of course, that was the first run out of the box for him. But I'm like, I don't want to keep turning these. These are not my songs. You need to make them your songs, And I said, I'll help as much as I can or what I can. But yeah, she's right. My wife is awesome.
Yeah. You know what? I was just thinking that. I'm not even kidding. I think she's talking about Paul's wife, but I'm not sure.
What she is.
I was thinking the same thing. I really was. I'm not kidding. You didn't get out of my head. I was thinking about his
Crystal
wife.
is awesome. I'm
Good
sorry.
job, Linda.
She is. Crystal is awesome too. She is.
That's hilarious. But she may be talking about herself. Don't forget about me.
Oh, you can't ever tell with Linda Sue.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. Talking about Paul's wife, you Oh, you guys are great. And I figured she was talking about Paul's wife. But the way you slipped that in, because I was literally, I'm not even kidding. That's so weird. I was just thinking that. Yes, she is. I haven't got to meet her yet, but yes, she is talking about Linda. Wow.
Well, no. Okay, I'm sorry. So see.
Well, let's just say both of your wives are amazing.
They are.
Yeah. It was so funny because whenever we went down there and we met them, I'm not going to say what it is on the show, but Linda had this awesome saying, and I messaged Sean and I said, you know what? I said, my wife's going to make a shirt with that saying on it. And he goes, I'm going to pay it. I'm like, no, we're just going to do it. And we're going to mail it to you and just surprise her with it. We got home. Crystal made the shirt, mailed it off. And it was amazing.
Oh, you did do it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. Let me acknowledge this person.
Yes,
I got to say this. I am here. Y'all keep up the good work. This is Isabel, a.k.a. George Rendon. So, George Rendon, thank you so much. He messaged me today, or called me today to see if we're having a show. I'm so glad y'all are here. I really am. Go ahead, Paul. Thanks for being here, guys.
Sean was going to say something.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just, Linda just said she loves her shirt. After you told me what you did about looking that up and seeing if that was ever anybody had ever, Linda's already looked at it. She's going to look into trademarking it. Because I guarantee you, brother, they would be people crazy enough to wear a shirt like that outside. You like to get.
She made herself a shirt. She wears it everywhere.
Yeah, Crystal does.
Oh yeah.
You'll have to remind me what it says later. Type it in the private messenger because I can't remember. I know y'all told me, and I was like, "That is so genius," but I have no memory. Wow. So Linda says I am. Oh, you're back to Linda. Oh my God, I'm so confused. It's like everybody's got split personalities. I thought I was the only one.
She 1 minute she's herself, and the next minute she's her pen name.
You know what? We need that. We all needed an alter ego.
Well,
Paul's got one. Uncle Bob comes out once in a while.
It's funny you say that because, and Paul maybe could attest to this more than anybody because he saw it, the change happen. Artists, performers, or all that, you have to learn how to be an actor.
Yeah.
You have to learn how to take on. Take Alice Cooper, for instance. That man is not what you see on stage and what you see him do is not the real Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
And now the difference between me and what I'm on stage is probably not that. Carol is.
Anyway, but it's. So Alice Cooper is not who you see on stage. You know what? That's true.
You have to learn how to be an alter ego.
Yeah,
you have to learn.
And any of the actors or anything are like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Because you're one way here in front of your audience, and then whenever you step on that, you're yourself. And
absolutely.
Yeah. I got
wife than you are with your kids. You're different with your family than you are with strangers. Yeah, absolutely. Too. Wow.
I can yell wife, you can forgive me. I can't yell at strangers and get away with it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Sean, you and Linda have written a lot of great songs. How many songs would you say y'all have written together now?
We're to date from last Sunday. We're at 35.
Wow. And do y'all still do the little thing where she puts the ideas in the shoebox and then on Sunday you pull one out?
She's still digging. She's still digging in that shoebox, and some days she comes out of the shoebox these last few she comes out of the shoebox, and some days she just it's something she's heard. Uh, we have one that we finished Sunday that I just finished doing the editing on and sit down, and the process that we take, we get it all kind of hammered out and pretty much solid by the end of the day on a Sunday when we sit down and write. And then the next 2 or 3, 4 days, however long it takes me, I'm just sitting there playing and I'm going through it. And I'm like, all right, does it sing? Does this sound right? Does it sing this way? Do I like the way this sounds? And then, exactly.
I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Paul,
Yeah,
you
I
want to
can.
read that, or Sean? You want to read that? Because I always like
It says Harold Jenkins was Harold Jenkins until he stepped up on the stage, and then he was Conway Twitty. That's exactly right.
That's
exactly right.
true. So that's George Rendon, and I can tell George has an alter ego as well. Let me see what he says here. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we got to try to. Okay, my alter ego walks around arguing with me.
Yeah, no doubt.
Says, WTH did you do that for? Or WTH did you get me into now? Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. But
Good, George. Very,
but
very
anyway,
good.
I hash them out. So anyway, this 35th song was actually something that Linda was having a discussion at work with another lady, and it's about, yeah, we're not going to play it tonight, but it's called Your Own Dream, or the dream. It's called The Dream You Own. And,
That's cool.
and
The Dream You Own. I like that title.
Yeah, it's basically about it. I guess to a certain extent, it was written about me. It's about for the past. Well, I've been working since I was 11 years old out in the pub. I mean, welding and driving trucks, and I've been at my job almost 20 years. And for all of my time in this life on this earth, I've been working for somebody else and helping them live their dream, helping them make their dream happen.
Yeah.
And that's what it's talking about. Is one day I'm gonna look up, I'm gonna be an old man, and I let my dream pass by.
Yeah.
So like I said, I'll send it to y'all when I get it recorded. But I'm about finished with it.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Please do. So, Paul, do you have anything you want to ask or add before we start? Before we hear his first song tonight?
Oh no, I just can't wait to listen to this new music though.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard 2 or 3 new ones ever since Devil in the Wind. He was saying that he was buy a guitar because, well, I got to do this myself, and I was kind of pressured into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can hear you, Paul, but to me, you're cutting in and out. Are you hearing that, Sean?
He's doing the same thing.
You're back to 2 bars. Whatever you did, move back the other way.
Yeah,
we're going to come back on here. I'm sorry. I just hate it that it's doing that. I have a good signal here, and so do you. So it's something with his signal, I think. I don't know if I should wait a minute. I guess you can still hear it. I'm going to go ahead and play your first song, Sean. Okay. Why don't you tell us about this first song? Easy on the eyes, hard on the heart. Tell us about that song.
We don't ever really start out necessarily to say, hey, we're going to just write about this. I mean, a lot of these songs and these hooks that Linda comes up with.
You're back to 4 bars, Paul. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Go ahead.
She might have an idea in her head, but it usually turns out something else. But anyway, I got to trying to be different and thought, man, I want to try to cut a Texas country song. The Texas country scene is just hot and it's wild, and that's what the kids are listening to nowadays. So
I know. I was listening on the way up here, and that all of them are kind of that rappy sound almost like a rap sort of sound.
Well, this one's not a rap, it does have a Texas country sound, and somebody says somebody go.
Yeah, I see that. The red dress song is what Linda calls it. Marie said he is cutting in and out, and then Linda said someone go get him. I wish I could. He's got 4 bars now, but it's just they're yellow. I guess yellow means caution. Because we're green. We are green. He's yellow. So something with his internet. I'm sorry, Paul.
Yeah, me too.
Go ahead.
But it's that's just what it is. I mean, the song will speak for itself. I'm not going to say a whole lot more, but I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But the song will speak for itself. I think if you listen to the words. Give me a minute. I'm switching. Oh, okay. Hang on a minute.
Okay, Paul is switching networks. Let me check the comments real quick and see what we have. Hi, Kimmy. Welcome. So I want to, while we're waiting on Paul, I may go ahead and play the song. I want to give a big shout out to Kimmy and to Marie, well, and to everyone that's listening. But Kimmy and Marie and Crystal, Paul's wife, are all going out of their way to make merchandise, get merchandise, buy whatever they need to do for our show. And I really appreciate that. I wanted to give a chance to say that. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and play Easy on the Eyes, Hard on the Heart. I had it on here. Are you ready, Sean? Okay, he's back. Hold on.
He's back.
Is that better now?
Paul. Yes.
You go, brother.
Right, yes, sir.
I switched networks.
Oh, good. Yeah, that one. And Sean, just to let you know, you're very dark.
Yeah, it's getting dark here.
Okay, do you have a light? I just wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Perfect. There, that's way better. Now we can see you. All right,
Paul,
are you ready for me? Are you ready, sir?
No doubt.
Now I see you. Where were you last night? You look like you're being interrogated.
I'm going back in the dark.
Okay, here we go. Easy on the Eyes, Hard on the Heart by Sean Christopher and his
hard on your heart.
Oh, I put hard on the heart. Hard on your heart? Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Written by Sean Christopher and his lovely wife, Linda Fleming.
Right? Linda Fanning.
Boy, these names are getting very, very confusing. My Hobby Lobby order comes on tomorrow. Yay. Oh, good. Thank you so much, Kimmy. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for this. Easy on the Eyes, Hard on your heart. Good thing I messed up on the title then. So sorry. Here we go.
All right. Got a red dress tucked away, hidden way back in the closet. She hasn't had it on, and God knows when. Tonight she's slipping it on, zipping it up, gonna turn you on and light you up. That woman just doesn't understand that she's thunder and lightning at the same time, a hurricane across the Texas line. Her in that red dress should come with a warning. Easy on the eyes, hard on your heart. Has a way of walking in the room in that red dress with her sweet perfume. To see her is to love her, so watch out, boys. And she can see right through all of your lies with her deep blue piercing eyes. All she's got to do is look your way. She's thunder and lightning at the same time, a hurricane across the Texas line. Her in that red dress should come with a warning. Easy on the eyes, hard on your heart. Yeah, she's thunder and lightning at the same time, a hurricane across the Texas line. Her in that red dress should come with a warning. Easy on the eyes, hard on your heart. She's easy on the eyes,
All right. Great job, Sean. Great job, Sean and Linda. I like that. I like that.
Easy on your eyes, hard on your heart. It's one of those.
Yeah.
It's one of those just catchy
Yeah.
things you just
Why am I
said.
so low?
Yeah, I've put it in that. I wanted to really cut that song. I'm not real proud of all that, but anyway, I put it in the songwriting forum that we're all a part of, and
Yeah.
a lot of people said, "Man, there's something so familiar about that song." And Linda and I didn't realize when we wrote it, and I'd heard this song that we finally figured out. But Terry Clark, do you remember the Canadian singer Terry Clark?
Yes.
She had a song way back in the '90s called "Easy on Your Eyes, Hard on Your Heart."
Yeah, and that I thought of that also when I saw it. Yeah, she did have that.
Yeah.
Brett is on here. Hi, Brett. I'm gonna
Hey,
call him.
Mr. Brett.
Yeah, I remember that song. I can't remember how it goes though, but I do remember the title. I really do. I
Yeah.
used to listen to it, but I can't remember how the like the
Well,
melody.
it doesn't sound like that one, but
No,
we do have our own melody and lyrics. But I mean
Yeah,
that was basically just a fun song. I mean, about I guess any age lady, I don't know, that just hadn't
Yeah,
been
it
out in a
could
while. And
I like it. She puts on
she
her
likes
red
to-
dress.
she-
Woo,
yeah,
Linda. I know who it's about. It's about Linda. No, Isabel, I love a natural born stylist. That's coming,
Thank
I'm
you.
sure, from George Rendon and his wife. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Gosh, I like it. I like it. So we have a bunch of other songs. Anything you want to add before we get to the next one?
Oh no, it's
Okay,
just
Paul, what about you?
Well, I'm going to continue what I was saying earlier before
Yes.
I went.
Oh, I hate it. You keep doing that. Yes, please go ahead.
So anyway, what I was trying to say was, I was, I kind of I went and bought my guitar and I started writing my songs because, with Sean helping me with that one song, I was able to learn the songwriting aspect of it and figure out that you got to take your novelists, because me writing novels, that aspect out of it, and kind of condense it really into a little teeny bottle.
Yeah,
and I'm learning that process.
So you get basically get the main idea of your book, basically.
Well, I mean, really I'll tell this. I'm gonna tell this story. I'm gonna tell this story, and I mean this with the utmost endearment for my sweet friend Paul. But when I'd heard him, all of the shows we were doing, he was talking about, I got a song I'm going to write. Well, I reached out to him and I said, hey, man, if I could help you in any way, let me know. Because I knew he didn't play the guitar.
Very nice of you. Yeah.
And so at first he was like, okay. I mean, we didn't know each other all that well at all. And then one day he says, hey, brother, you mind looking this over? And he said, I've got this song. You mind looking it over? And I said, yeah, sure, man. I'll see what I can do. And so he said, all right, I'm going to email it to you. And when I get it, it's a short story. And I called him and I said, hey, brother, I got two things I want to ask. I said, first and foremost, do you mind if Linda helps me on this? He said, not at all. I said, okay, second thing, do you mind if I cut it all to pieces? Because that's exactly what I've got to do. I said, because I can't, we ain't got enough time to sing all this. And luckily, I was able to hold on to his storyline, his idea, and turn it into something that he liked, and something that he was proud to be a part of, and that I was very proud to be a part of. So
yes, absolutely, and we are definitely going to get to that. I've got it down as a third song. Anticipation. And y'all did a really good job. Y'all really did a good job. It's a cool story.
Well, I do wish I had been. All right, my neighbor. Sorry, y'all. I do have to keep this door open because it's hot in this garage. Ain't got no air. But I wish I had better recordings of these songs, and I'm trying to learn that process because as we talk, Carolyn, I don't have the money to go to a studio. Cause
I understand. It's
guys
expensive.
And they're worth. I mean,
I'm sorry. To me, from what I've been with all these people on the show, it seems like that's one of the most common things as far as I'm concerned. And nobody ever comes out and says it, but I know it's got to be, a lot of it has to be the money. If we had more money, we could just do whatever we want, right, Paul? I mean, we could just get. but it's always about the money, usually.
It's funny is Crystal was actually talking about building a recording studio in the backyard and the little travel trailer that we have. We're gonna tear it all apart, make it into a sound studio, and it's probably gonna be one of those things to where it's like, hey, we'll get people to know what they're doing. If someone wants them to come record their stuff, come record it, because I mean it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
See, and that may be an avenue, because Paul is so tech savvy and computer savvy.
No, yeah, he'd be really good at that.
I mean, he may be able to go into and start learning how to be a producer. I mean,
for real.
And he's got the ear for the music and all that. And
that's a great idea, actually, Paul.
I mean, like I said, he's got
how all your home studios start. Really, they start out small and then they just grow.
Sure.
Wow, that's so cool. That would be a great idea. So, Edgar, thank you for tagging everyone. And we missed you too. Where have you been? We haven't seen Edgar in forever. I'm so glad to have you on here, Edgar. Edgar and Kimmy, all of you guys that are here, guys and gals, thank you so much for joining us.
And and what's so cool about the relationship that I've had with Sean is whenever I first sent that song and we were talking back and forth, we still call each other every once in a while. He'll call me, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. You need to call more often. And then I'll call him every once in a while, text him, hey, what's going on or whatever.
Yeah.
But also whenever he comes up with these news, like the other day I was at the bowling alley and he calls me, hey, you got to listen to this. And he goes, this song might be right up your alley. And I'm like, okay. So I went outside and listened to it. I'm like, wow. I mean, I didn't really say much about it because I was so surprised. And then to find out, I'm like, hey, you know what? Because I was in the middle of bowling. I said, send me that recording. He goes, no, that was live. I was like, what? It was just...
Wow.
Yeah, it blew my mind. And I think is that going to be on here, London Bridges?
Yes, that's the last song.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's a cool one. I use that one.
And that's the one he called me about. He's like, hey, you got to listen to this. And I listened to it. And at first I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. But the thing that blew me away the most was the fact that he played it. He just finished the song, I guess, about a week before, whatever. He played it live and it sounded like it was a recording. It blew me away. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
I like it. I like that one a lot. I picked that one for the commercial. I liked all of them, but it was hard to choose one for the commercial. I'm like, how do I pick one out?
See, that's the other thing about writing your own stuff. Like I said, for years I still do covers, y'all. And I have to work real hard at not doing this. But if I sing "Rambling Fever" by Merle Haggard, I used to just try to sound like Merle Haggard. If I did a John Conley song, I tried to sound like John Conley. And then I heard one day somebody told Merle Haggard himself, I think he was trying to sound like Hank Williams or Lefty Frizzell when he was, when Merle was trying to start. And they told him, said, hey, man, we've had Hank, we've had Lefty. I'm not interested in another Hank or Lefty. I'm interested in what Merle's got. So with that being said, writing my own stuff, I have nobody else. There's no reference for me. I have to sing it like me. So what I'm saying is that has helped me grow as an artist exponentially. I mean, it's taught me to
be yourself and not try to be somebody else. Yeah,
exactly.
And I think that's the hardest part too, is to try to find your own voice.
Exactly.
Where do I want to go? You hear that even on the show The Voice, right? They got to figure out what is your path? What do you want to, what do you see yourself doing? And that's hard. That's got to be really hard. You're like,
well, I've always grown up, of course, is Paul, well, you too, Carolyn. We all grew up listening to the Merle Haggards and the Waylon Jennings and then when we got in the 80s, we were listening to the hair band stuff and I kind of forgot where I was going with this, but So anyway, when I started all this, I'm like, man, I'm country. I'm hardcore country. I'm country to the bone. And then when we started writing these songs, Linda said, "It's Linda does." She said, "Idiot, you're not as country as you think you are."
Yes,
And as you can hear it in these songs, and they're not as country. And anyway, I'll talk more about these other songs when we get to them. But anyway, go ahead. I'll shut up.
Go ahead.
What's funny is that I'm a rocker. I love rock songs, and then all of my songs are turning into love ballads or so. I'm like, why can I not write a rock song? It's
because maybe that's not you. You just like it, but that's not you. Maybe who knows?
Well, but that I've got a song. The song that I told you we finished this Sunday, Paul.
Yeah.
I'll just let's listen to another song. We'll get into
Okay.
all that in a
So
minute.
this next one is called Shattered Memories. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
All right. Now this was another co-write. After we did the co-write with Paul, I've got a good friend of mine. He's also a concrete guy that buys rebar from me, and I've known his family for a long time. Went to school with his kids, and his name is Robert Robinson, Barry Robinson, and he's a songwriter himself. He's not a musician. He's like Paul. He doesn't play the guitar. He's a good singer. He's got a son that did a lot of I wouldn't call it karaoke, but he sang the tracks. But anyway, Barry's a writer, and Barry we've talked about collaborating and this, that, and the other. And Linda decided one day, she's like, "All right, let's go see what we could do with Barry." So we loaded up, called him, "Hey man, Linda and I want to come over and sit down with you and his wife Debbie. Want to sit down with y'all and see what we can come up with." So we sit down there and we're all staring at each other, going, "Okay, what are we gonna do?" And Barry starts digging through his phone, and he comes across this chorus, and he sings it to me. Now Barry's one of those guys that can sing his melodies. He hears his melodies in his head, and he can sing them. So we start. That kind of gets the ball rolling. Linda's sitting there, and like I said, my talented wife is jotting stuff down. Anyway, it went on about a 2-hour session, I think, and then we had what we thought, or what everybody thought. Wow, this is done. Linda and I both knew it was not done. We came home. Linda started working her magic. So Barry's chorus is in there. Barry's wife helped put some lyrics or two in here, but the main body of this song and the lyrics are Linda's. Come from Linda, and then me putting my spin. My style is singing and playing on them. But these are more Linda's lyrics than they are anybody's, because she made this song. Linda Sue made this song as far as lyrics go. But it's just now this one is country. It's a sad country love song. It's a sad she's gone. I'm sick and I'm tired and I miss her. So it's
wow.
And he's trying to figure out.
I want to tell everyone, George just said, Carolyn, the videos that you heard, I recorded all of them on a $50 telephone, and then I took it to Los Sanderos recording studio just this side of Johnson City, and owner Larry cleaned it up. Nice. That's nice. Cool. But I know that's a lot of times it takes that, but some people don't have the funds to do that. So if you're able to do that, that's really great. That is really great. I mean, I really I think it is, if you can do it, So here we go. Let's play this song, Shattered Memories. Paul, anything before I play it?
No, let's listen to it.
Okay, here we go.
I'm still living in the same house, still driving the same old car. Not much here has changed. I still wonder where you are. I can smell you on the pillow when we lay down at night. Mending this old wounded heart is what I need to do to make things right. It's time to sell my memories, tiny pieces of my heart. I don't know if I can do it, and I'm not sure where to start. Need to find a way of moving on and try to ease my troubled mind. Guess I'll try to save my broken heart, one shattered memory at a time. I'm still holding on to you through the passion and the pain, remembering the good days when the sun chased the rain. I'm sifting through the ashes, the dying embers of our past. I've got to find a new way of healing these old feelings at last. It's time to sell my memories, the tiny pieces of my heart. I don't know if I can do it, but I'm not sure where to start. Need to find a way of moving on and try to ease my troubled mind. Guess I'll try to save my broken heart, one shattered memory at a time. Need to find a way of moving on and try to ease my troubled mind. Guess I'll try to save my broken heart, one shattered memory at a time. Guess I'll try to save my broken heart, one shattered memory at a time.
All right, great job, Sean. You know what? I could actually visualize the music video on that. I could see the video with the guy. I just like.
Yeah.
It's a great story.
Well, that's
my husband said I really like that one a lot. So do I, Brett. It's really nice.
Yeah, thank you, Brett. Thank you so much. That's the cool thing about story songs, man. And if you could take those people into your story, just like writing a book, and make them feel like they're there, make them feel like they're in that story. That's what makes it. Paul met Lauren, who is the fiddle player. Paul, you remember him?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the fiddle player, banjo.
Yeah, I mean, this dude is a phenom. I mean, but he told me, he said, John, he said, 30 years ago, that song would have been on the charts quick.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. And
I know it's not what's current, what the kids want to hear today.
Yeah, but I like it. I like it. And I can see, okay, now George is commenting about the studio. He said, see, George is a painter. So he said he painted his studio and we took it out in trade. LOL, true story. Well, that's great, George.
Oh, yeah.
So, John, you need to get into a business like sell them some rebar. Say, hey, rebar, or whatever. That's not a bad idea.
Well, George, I'd sooner take a butt whooping than paint anything. I'm sorry, I'm not a painter.
No, but I'm saying he worked it out in trade. I didn't even think about that. You know what? That's a good idea. Yeah, I really do like that song. The story of it. I mean, I could just see this poor guy. He's just like, man, trying to figure out how to go on. He's driving in his truck by himself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a really good song. I liked it. So the next one we're gonna play is the song written. It is the co-write with Mr. Paul Gallagher here, and I know Paul's excited about this. This is called "Devil in the Wind." Y'all tell us a little bit about this song. Whatever y'all want to share.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna start off first because we kicked it off with a story that I wrote. So the idea for this one that I had originally was I was driving home from Corpus and I saw a dust devil blowing in the cornfield, and when I saw it, I'm like, I want to write a song about a dust devil, and I didn't know where it was gonna go.
Yeah,
and I ended up writing a short story, a little short story, and about the dust devil and how it wants me to. And the original lyrics that I wrote was basically about this girl on a farm who wanted to whisk her. She was praying for the dust devil to whisk her away from this place and give into a better life because she thought she had it bad. And then I don't want to give the whole song away, but then
right.
Sean, and then I sent that to Sean, And he already kind of told the story about that and how he got it. And he's like, hey, we're gonna tear it apart and whatever. And and when he sent it back, I told him, I said, it kind of lost a little bit of the mysticism that I had when I originally wrote it, but the song, and it was like he was able to take what I did, minimize it, and put it in a little jar, like I said, and kind of condense it and tell the story in such a good way that you didn't need all those extra little parts that I kind of threw in there, because as a writer, that's what you want to do. You want all that.
Yeah, because when you write, that's one thing I said. I can see your characters.
Right, and that's when I was writing it. That's what I want. I want all this description.
Yes.
Well, Sean and Linda were able to take what I wrote and still have it in there, but do it in a much better condensed way.
You're probably like, oh, I know, he was so excited, Sean.
Yeah.
So excited.
When I first sent it to him, I was on the phone with him, and him and Krista were listening. And when it kind of scared me, because when he got through listening to it, he didn't say nothing. Krista didn't say nothing. I'm like, you still there?
You're like, oh my God, they hate it.
And that's exactly what I thought. He's like, dude. One thing I did now, in Paul's story. Well, no, I better not say that. I'll say this after we hear the song.
Okay. All right.
What I was going to say, I'll save that for after we hear the song. But no, I still perform this song and will perform this song.
So cool,
because
Paul.
it does have a very, very real life special meaning. Especially if you're a believer. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Nice.
So.
And then one of the things about the song that in Sean and Linda, they actually submitted into the Josie Awards, and I'm not sure exactly what happened with it or whatever, but I know it got nominated or something with the.
Cool. Well, it got recognized. I sent in, and I don't know how all of that was picked or chosen, or whether they didn't get the other ones or what. Because anyway, I submitted about 6 songs to this Josie Music Awards, and the only way you could submit these songs were they were unreleased, they're uncut, blah blah blah. So I submit these 6 songs, and 3 of the songs that they recognize on their website, and like I said, I still don't know whether we'll get some kind of recognition or something in the mail or however they'll do it. We're still waiting to hear about all of that. But one of the songs that they recognized was "Devil in the Wind."
Wow!
And it says Sean Christopher, Linda painting Dickie Christopher, and Paul Gallagher.
Wow, that is so cool, Paul. So, that is so cool.
And Sean called me. He's like, "You got to listen. This is cool." And and I'm like, of course, me not knowing about all this stuff, I'm like, okay, cool. I got recognized. It got recognized.
Yeah, you're like, what is that? Yeah.
And now that I've gotten a little further into it, I started to realize
that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And I was like, man, that's cool.
Yeah,
I know, it's funny because, like, I actually got that thing with the 4th place, and I was like, that's not a big deal. And everybody's like, that's a big deal. I'm like, oh, you don't know because there's so many things. How are you supposed to know?
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize that, especially with Josie Music Awards.
Yeah,
there's people from all over the world.
I know,
sending songs into this place, and if I can ever get some of these songs recorded, in a proper format, in a professional type format where our producer's got the hold of them and we put everything together like we want it, and I could submit those and release them, I'd be really interested to see where Devil in the Wind and all these songs could go.
I know a couple of our other, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was Taylor Hughes, wasn't it, Paul? Mm-hmm. She had some things where she got some songs. So I guess you send them to them. Can people nominate your songs for you on your behalf?
No. For the Josie Music Awards, you just have to send it to them, and they have a nomination. They have a nomination committee. I mean, it's a big deal. It's the biggest independent artist award thing in
and it's like a big if you're one of the main, I guess, or whatever, you get to go. It's almost like a red carpet thing, isn't it? It's big.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, and Linda and I could have went. I mean, if I'd have had a song submitted for an actual award, it was going to be in the category for an award, we would have made plans to go. But
for sure, like
I said, these are just the songwriter deal is just to get recognized as songwriter and all that. And I will say this, y'all, I have my regular me page, which is Sean Christopher, and then I had my music page, which is Sean Christopher. About 6 days, 4 or 5, 6 days after I submitted all those songs, one day I got this notification across my phone. There was like 17 or 18 views of my profile. And I had never had 17. I mean, I know that don't sound like a whole lot. I had 17 or 18 views in one day. Now, who was looking and where they were looking or how they were looking, I just said that, they don't tell you, but there was like 17 in one day.
So maybe
looking at my music profile.
Maybe they saw you on the Josie whatever it is website and said, "Let me check his out." That's cool. Maybe, you never know. Maybe some of the big singers or whatever get their idea, get some of their songs from those.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Do you know, Paul? Did you check into it?
I have no clue.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's crazy.
That is so cool. I'm very proud of that. I think that's great. I'm proud of you guys. So let's hear it. Paul, you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, this is Devil in the Wind. It's written by Paul Gallagher, Sean, and his wife, Linda. Ooh, here we go. Are y'all ready for this? Get ready. Listen close to the lyrics.
She was a good and simple kind of girl, wanting a new and different world. The life she dreamed of wasn't so hard. She said a prayer when she was young to the dust that twisted in the wind, never knowing the devil could hide deep inside. And be careful what you pray to and the wishes that you make. Sometimes what you want isn't what you get. Sometimes the devil lives in the wind. All she wanted was a Superman, the kind with love in his hands. The hand she got, she never bargained for. She was black and blue when she saw red, put a gun to his sleeping head. It was 25 to life when she shot that gun. Be careful what you pray to and the wishes that you make. Sometimes what you want isn't what you get. Sometimes the devil lives in the wind. Be careful what you pray to and the wishes that you make. 'Cause sometimes what you want isn't what you get. Sometimes the devil lives in the wind. Sometimes the devil lives in the wind.
Wow, what a great song. I like it. I want to read the comments real quick before we go on. George said, Sean, that said it all when you said, if you are a believer. because George definitely is. I know that we've talked about it. Brett said, my husband Brett said, that's a dang good song. The guitar music was spot on. And let's see.
Thank
No,
y'all.
love it. Great song. Yeah, it's a great song, isn't it, guys? Thanks for tuning in from all of our different locations. I see Noe is on our YouTube. We got others on our YouTube. George is on our YouTube, and then we have our Facebook. Thank you guys for joining in on the conversation. And
Yeah, I want to tell everybody, I don't know whether it's just me on my end, my internet acting up, but sometimes when I'm hearing these songs, you'll hear it speed up and slow down and kind of.
When it goes back, if you go back and listen to the recording, it won't be there.
It won't be there.
Because I didn't hear it this time. The first song I played, I heard a little bit of glitchy. The commercial I played when we first started.
Yeah.
But I haven't heard it on my end, but that doesn't mean anything. It's something there.
On my end, I can hear like the tempo speed up or the tempo slow down, and that's not the way. I was going to say if they want to go listen to them, if you don't mind, I have a Reverb Nation page that I upload some of these. Like I said, one of these days I'm going to have a sure enough recording of these songs, a produced recording of these songs. They'll sound similar. You'll recognize them, but they'll be different too. Now,
absolutely.
One of these days I'm going to have that deal.
Well, my husband just said it sounded great on YouTube. He's watching on YouTube. George, did y'all notice any cutting out or speeding up or slowing down? I didn't notice it on my end.
It's the network. That's all it is.
I think so, because just like Paul a while ago, Paul, your network it's weird. It just depends. You were like, and now it's working. So I don't know. But to me, it sounded really good. I didn't hear anything out of the ordinary.
What I was going to say before that I didn't want to do too much more revealing about, when Paul sent me the story, because we talked about this, he talks about you left that part out, but it needed to be left out, was in his story, it had a happy ending. I mean, she kind of got what she got what she wanted, but in my mind, I know the part about the gun and all of that is a pretty harsh way of putting things, but life's harsh.
Yeah, no, it is. And it's funny because I wrote a short story called "The Chooser," and my wife she listened to the story the other day for the first time, and she was into it. And at the very end, the way it ends, she said, "Why can't you ever write anything happy?" It was because sometimes life is messy.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get that happy ending. And whenever Sean took that out, it actually enhances the song with that being out. Because it's like, hey, life's messy. You asked for it, you got it. I mean, what?
Wow. Well, look what
Brett wants to track. All right.
Yeah, he wants to try to do it at karaoke.
That's what I was thinking too. Is I want to sing it because
you know what? All you gotta do is record the music track, Sean, and that way. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. That way, Paul can sing it at karaoke.
Y'all have a way of, because see the problem. I'll have to record the guitar by itself.
The guitar, yeah.
Because I just sit down in front of this mic, and me, the guitar, so it's all on one track, so you can't rip the vocals off of it.
Right.
I'll sit down and just play it, because that's the other cool thing about these songs, y'all, is when you write them, you learn the song. I learned this pretty quick. The song will tell you what it wants and what it wants to be if you listen to it. So that song is still very, very young. I mean, it's what, Paul, 4 months old, maybe?
Yeah, it hasn't been very long.
So I'm still learning how to sing it, how to present it. Yeah. And because, Carolyn, I told you the first recording I sent you, I said, no, that ain't what, that's not the one. Because that was the first time I wrote it. That was the first time I sang it. I recorded it. I sent it to Paul and said, hey, man, listen to this. And he was like, man, that's great. And then when I re-recorded it, I said, now listen to this. He's like, dang. So
yeah.
I mean, and it could even be better. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm learning.
Well, it grows. The sound
Exactly.
develops over time. Yeah, just like a
Exactly.
fine wine, it ages, it gets better.
It's
So
like a
Exactly.
little baby.
George just said, "Wow, we
And-
have the same style of guitar picking." George has been playing guitar forever too, and he lives. I forgot what town you're in, George. George is amazingly talented, and that's why Paul knows this, and Sean, I think you know this too. That's why I love being able to do this show so much because, in my opinion, we're bringing all of us together. So we're at a group, a community that can help each other. That's the way I look at it, right, Paul?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, there are because you could, George could say you might want to try this. You know what I mean? It's really cool. I like
Well,
that. I think it's a cool idea.
I'll tell you what, man. I've said this forever, and I've said this before on this show, and I'll continue to say it. For everybody that you see or hear on on the TV or radio that are big stars, big superstars, there's 1,000 more in these woods
Yeah.
that are as good or better. I mean, and I'm not being arrogant about that. I'm talking about there's so much talent in this world that people don't even get to hear or get to know about because there again that ties back into the other song we wrote this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
They don't step out there and get a hold of their dream. They don't take the chance,
Or maybe it's just as simple as they don't play an instrument, or they don't have the money. You know what I mean? A lot of times
that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of battles to
a
overcome.
lot, yeah. And a lot of people think, well, it's just not for me. So I wanted to do a shout out to Noe Leba real quick. Noe, I see that you are a musician because it says Noe Leba Music. What I want to do is do a shout out and let everyone know if you're a singer songwriter, if you write your own songs, and if you have videos of them or even just MP3s, and you'd like the opportunity to come on the show and let us play some of your songs and give you some, some what's the word I'm trying to think of, Paul?
Exposure,
clout.
I don't know what you call it.
Exposure,
recognition, and exposure. We would love to do that. So Noe, if you're interested in that, just hit me up on Carolyn's Corner Live on Facebook would be the easiest. Just send me a message on Messenger or send me a friend request. Sometimes it takes me months to get around to them. I'm the worst procrastinator, but I will get around to it.
And Noe, thank you for the kind words on the song.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So nice. And that's and yeah, George, thank y'all for being here. This is so cool.
Yeah,
so,
and then one thing I want to add to this song too is when I went and saw Sean do this live.
Yeah.
There was a banjo added to it, and the banjo I bet
just that made it even like.
Yeah, I was like, wow. And it was funny. What's his name again? I'm sorry.
Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren. He came up to me and he was like, he goes, you did a great job writing that. And I'm like, I wrote the short story. Lyndon and Sean had the hard work of actually tearing it apart and putting it back together. And he's like, no, but it's a good song.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have even existed if it wasn't for you, Paul. You know what I mean?
That's it. I mean, like I told y'all at the very beginning of this, I don't have the talent of coming up with original ideas, but what I have been blessed with was the talent to help other people. It's kind of like there was inventors that invented something, and then there was inventors that made it better.
Yes,
and I don't mean that in an arrogant way, but they took something and, hey, let me tweak this, let me do this, let me turn this button or wrench, and I mean,
I saw somewhere, I think it may have been Sharif or one of the other ladies was talking about when you do co-writes, especially like if it's a group of them. You have each person has their own thing that they have their strength.
That's right.
Like this person is good with a melody. This person is good with the lyrics. This person is good with the hook. You know what I mean? And if you put all of those together, this person is great with the music. It's like it takes all of them really to make it a true package.
And you see more and more and more and more. I don't know how much Carolyn, Paul, y'all get on that songwriter pitch thing.
I do some.
That's what they talk. That's what they tout. That's what they push. Is network, collaborate, and all of that, and because you're exactly right. There's people. I saw an interview, and if anybody ever if you're a songwriter and you get a shot to go listen to this, go watch a video on YouTube of Dean Dillon of Flora. It's called the Florabama, but it's an hour and a half of him talking about, and I will warn you, there's some cussing in it because that's just Dean Dillon, but he talks about how these songs come to be, and one of his strengths is he's a melody man. When he will, I mean, he has a, he can write a good lyric too. Don't get me wrong, but Dean Dillon is Dean Dillon. I mean, I don't know if you know exactly who I'm talking about, Carolyn.
No, but that name sounds so familiar. I think I have seen something about him.
Dean Dillon wrote Tennessee Whiskey with another lady.
Okay, maybe that's why.
Dean Dillon wrote Marina Del Rey. Dean really wrote.
He's got some big hits under his belt.
Oh yes, ma'am. I mean, this dude. I mean, yeah, the George Straits and the he wrote Miami.
Oh wow.
Keith Whitley. I mean.
That was a great song. Remember that song, Paul?
Oh yeah, I remember the song.
Yeah, man.
I know all those songs.
Yeah.
Dean Dillon's a hoss.
Yeah.
And to hear him talk about it, I mean, he's sitting there, long hair, cowboy hat, mustache down to here, picking on a Bedell guitar, and he's talking about how these songs come to be. And he was he was a co-writer on Oceanfront Property.
Really? And where do you find this at? Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube. Yeah, just look up.
Yeah.
Just look up Dean Dillon, Floribama. And he's sitting in a chair. And some of the songs he plays all the way through. Some of them he doesn't finish, but he talks about it. Like I said, one of the cool stories he talks about was Oceanfront Property.
Oh, I bet.
He's like, I didn't even really want to be a part of that song. He said, because I've always considered myself a real good songwriter. But it's a real serious song. Yeah. He said, I was always serious.
Yeah, yeah.
And to me, to me, that was just a
like a novelty song.
Oh yeah, exactly. And he was like, I really didn't want to be a part of it. And he said, he mentioned the guy's name. He said he kept singing. If you buy that, I'll throw the Golden Gate Bridge in free. and Dean was like, dude, if these people don't know what the Golden Gate is, then we can't help them.
Yeah, instead of where you don't have to say bridge.
Yeah, he told me, because he said he kept singing it. He kept singing it.
I'll throw the Golden Gate. Good point. Yeah, they could just
he was like, and that's the other thing you learn. That's what I'm saying. See, I like the editing part of it. I like sitting there just beating my head against those lyrics and say, all right, does this need to be there? Does that not need to be there? Does this sing right? Is it how I want to say it?
It's literally almost a syllable at a time. If you
exactly.
Because you want to get your well, I don't know. I'm not an expert for sure, but that's what I've heard. You always want to try to get the same amount of syllables so it sings better.
That's exactly right.
Sometimes it's really hard to do that because you're like, no, I want to say that. Exactly. Well, let's get to the next song, guys, because unfortunately my grandson's going to have to go to bed pretty soon. So I love this one too. Man, you got some really good songs. This one is Whiskey in the Dark. Tell us about this one, Sean.
This one is one of those that when we wrote this one, Linda I was started playing on the guitar, and she was like, all right, I need a melody. Give me a melody. And so I started.
Just give me a melody.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. She's like, give me a melody. And I literally told her, I said, give me some damn words. And she looked at me like, what? But I just kept trying to play these different chords. I mean, I just start playing chords and just seeing different rhythms and trying to come up with
that's
something.
It. That's what it is, right?
Well, she usually that's the crazy thing about Linda. She would drive most people nuts because when it's she doesn't say anything. She just gets real quiet. Starts listening. She starts listening and she starts thinking. I mean, I've seen her with me playing melodies and stuff like that, just literally lay down on the bed and listen. And it's one big thing she always busts my chops about. She said, you don't listen. You don't listen. And anyway, we got in an argument. I said, I don't know what you want from me. I told her, I said, I do not know what you want from me. And she said, well, that ain't it. And she got up and left the room and come outside. And here in the garage where I'm at, I was in the bedroom where we usually start our writing sessions. And when I finally said, man, I said, you know what? There's a tuning. I bought a new guitar, but I wrote this on my Taylor, but the guitar you hear on this recording is not my Taylor. But anyway, I said, there's a tuning that I have never tried. It's called Dadgad. And I said, I wonder what that sounds like. When I retuned that Taylor to Dadgad, D-A-D-G-A-D. When I
Paul, you writing that down? You're the guitarist now, not me. I'm just listening. I don't know.
You'll hear.
I know.
I'm gonna do my guitar to it tonight. Dad.
Yeah.
Dad Gad.
Write it down. I have no memories. I have to write everything down.
But anyway, when I tuned the guitar to it, and I said, "All right, come here," and she was already out here writing lyrics, and she'd already come up with "Whiskey in the Dark." I said, "Come here, I got to play this for you." And when I played it for her, she got quiet, and then the song started coming together. And,
nice. Well, George just said he's going to write a song on procrastination, but I keep putting it off.
No doubt.
That sounds like me.
That's
so you
funny.
ready to play it then? That sounds like a great way. So Dadgad, D-G-A-D.
D-A-D-G-A-D.
D-A-D-G-A-D.
Yep.
Okay, Paul, no pressure.
I'll have a song next week from Dad.
You'll hear the difference in the sound. And this is played on my new guitar that I bought, which, as much as I love my Taylor guitar, that's the other thing. I say you learn every day about things.
Yeah.
I was like, man, this Taylor's the thing. I love it, and I still do. But this new guitar that I bought was the right guitar for this song. And you'll hear it because I played the song on my Taylor.
Like you bought it just for this song. So let's check it out.
Anyway,
This is Whiskey in the Dark. Y'all ready?
It's an awesome song.
Oh, I'm excited. I've heard little tiny bits of it.
Oh, no, it's good.
Here we go.
Hidden way back up in the woods is a steel ripple lake of gold. Another load of lightning in a jar and a thunder up a dusty road. Her tan feet on the dashboard, golden hair blowing in the wind. There's a shot at life with her as a lover and a friend. But I wonder if it's stronger than the whiskey in the dark. 'Cause it shit gears lightning fast just to make another deal. It's a rush in the danger of taking curves on 3 wheels. It's a long man waiting up ahead trying to catch this load of shine. She says our love is true and real, but what keeps running through my mind is I wonder if it's stronger than the whiskey in the dark. 'Cause our love is true and real, but what keeps running through my mind is I wonder if it's stronger than the
Oh no, I got the clickies.
Okay, so I have
Go.
a video in mind for this song because
Ooh.
I've had image. Okay, so imagine this. The guitar work on this is amazing because it's like it's a continual. It's a continual. I don't know. I can't think of what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I picture this car, right, with Sean on the back playing a guitar as this car is trying to get away in the Prohibition period in the United States. And I just see this video of this Sean playing the guitar in the back of the car as this driving on this old backcountry road trying to get away from the lawman. And he has
That's cool.
and he has his girlfriend on the side or his wife on the side trying to get. I mean, I don't know. That's what I picture.
Well,
cool.
that's what me and Linda talked about when that song kind of came all together. I said, honey, the thing about this song is they're like we talked about, like you talked about Shattered Memory.
Yeah.
You can visualize riding in that car with that guy.
Yeah.
And the girl, I mean, you could see her 10 feet on the dashboard. That blow, he's picked up a load of whiskey. He's trying to get it to where it's got to go. She's riding with him and blah 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 blah. And and he's like, man, I could have a life with her away from all this, but man, the money I make and the fun I have hauling this whiskey, is my love for her or her love for me stronger than that whiskey in the dark?
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
it's like if
so Sarah said, "Cool song." Thank you, Miss Sarah.
Thank you, Miss Sarah.
I want to make a video of this song just
I know
it's I don't know.
Well, yeah, we do. I gotta.
Y'all need to meet our Shine Man. We have a real life moonshiner. Oh my God!
Yeah, he's
so cool.
Oh yeah, if y'all met this cat, he is a great guy, great friend of mine. We have been friends, hauled many logs together and drove trucks together and still talk. And actually, I've listed him as he doesn't know it yet because I can't get the sucker to answer the phone. I've actually listed him as a co-writer because when we originally wrote it, I said I had taken a curve on two wheels, and I said, Linda, okay, that Bo Duke stuff, that ain't real. I mean, you know how hard it is to get a car on two wheels. And then when I called my buddy, and his name is William, but we call him Booger. I called Booger.
He's a great guy. His name is William.
He's awesome, man. He you just have to meet him. He's crazier than a run over road lizard, but he's a good guy. I'm telling you, man. He's one of them.
He's crazier than a run over road lizard. Somebody needs to write that.
But I could call him up.
Never heard that one, Sean. Oh my God.
I'm like, man, I could call him up at 3:00 in the morning if he'd answer the phone and say, dude, I need some help. I got somebody giving, especially if I told him somebody was giving Linda problems.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he'd be there, right?
Oh no,
he'd be like, hey, Booger.
Yeah, whoever that poor fellow was would not. They would have anyway.
They have boogers.
Anyway, so we got talking about. He was telling me, yeah, man, back when I was younger. He said he was talking about an old car he had. He said, yeah, I went around many curves on three wheels. And I said, now that's the real deal.
Yeah.
That's really, because if you've ever been to a racetrack or anything like that, I used to run dirt track back in the day. I mean, that dream came and went like
real
that.
Fast. Yeah.
But, you watch them old big guys pick that left front wheel up and carry it down the track, or come around the curve and they got it. And that to me, like I said, so he's a co-writer because he said three wheels, changed it from two wheels to three wheels, and so
wow.
and I've tried to call him and tell him, hey man, you're a co-writer on a song now, but he won't answer the phone.
He won't answer. Well, George said, Sean, recall that reinventing the wheel. Yeah, absolutely. So you know what, guys? I hate to do this, but I'm going to interrupt you because I want to go ahead and get to our sponsors because it's almost 9 o'clock. I don't want to forget. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a few things I'd like to play for you. You've probably heard some of them before. Maybe you haven't. First of all, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor for the podcast, Scores Bar and Grill. They've also just recently, as of yesterday, sponsored for the concert too. So I'm thrilled. They're another one of our sponsors. So yeah, we've it's pretty cool the things that have been happening in our little world here at Carolyn's Corner Live. So I didn't get a chance to tell Paul. It just happened yesterday. Actually, I'm running around like a chicken with my head chopped off. So let's hear their commercial here. Excuse me. They are also a sponsor of the Carolyn's Corner on the Dolly radio station. So they're just great supporters all the way around, and I appreciate them so much. Here we go. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear the great news? Scores Bar and Grill has been remodeled and it is now open. That's right, Scores is open. They have great lunch specials Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for only $6.99. Every Wednesday they have open mic starting at 7 p.m. All of their information is on their Facebook page at Scores Bar Beeville. So go check them out at 1502 North St. Mary Street right here in Beeville. You'll be so glad you did.
Okay, and this is from our spotlight artist, Jeffrey Nauman. I still haven't got a chance to finish your next video, Jeffrey. I've been so busy with this show, but I will get to it, I hope. If not, I'm gonna have to renege on that. Here we go. This is Jeffrey Nauman's song, One Life. We'll be back after this, and I've got one more, guys, so bear with me. Here we go.
I've only got one life. Maybe if I live it right, maybe that one life will be enough. Now that I've found you, just wanna be around you. I wanna surround you with all of my love. I know that you've been scared, wondering who still cares. I wanna be there to hold your hand. If you have a heartache, I won't let your heart break. I'll take the love we make and make it stand. You and I have found a place. I see it in your face. A place where we belong. If you ever wonder how long we'll be together, I tell you that forever you'll be in my heart. Yeah, if you ever wonder how long we'll be together, I tell you that forever is a good place to start. You and I have found a place. I see it in your face. A place where we belong. We've only got one life, but I know if we live it right, I know that our one life will be enough.
Thank you again to Jeffrey Norman. I've got 2 more things I need to get to real quick. So I'm going to have to put us in the waiting room. I got to hurry. It's getting late. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Carolyn with Carolyn's Corner Live. We have been doing the podcast for a while featuring singer-songwriters from all over. And now's your chance to see some of them live at our first ever Carolyn's Corner Live Music Festival. Saturday, September the 10th, starting at 1 p.m. at the Chickasaw Club right here in Beeville, Texas. There will be raffles, door prizes, games, barbecue plates, and lots of great music and fun. For tickets, go to our website at carolinscorner.live. Mark your calendars now. You don't want to miss it. We'd like to thank all of our great sponsors for sponsoring the first ever Carolyn's Corner Live Music Festival. 3M Real Property Solutions, specializing in property development and fix and flip properties. If you have a property you're interested in selling or would like to get more information, you can reach them at 361-533-1413. Our Graceful Home. If you have a loved one who needs extra care, bring them to our home, our Graceful Home, located at 4405 Congressional Avenue in Corpus Christi. They specialize in Alzheimer's and dementia, and family is always welcome. You can reach them at 361-537-2900. The VFW Post 9170, right here in Beeville, Texas, for their fantastic support of veterans throughout our community and beyond, and all of their charitable deeds that they do for the community and others. Cato Fashions at 412 East FM 351 in the Dollar Tree Shopping Center, right here in Beeville, where you can always find something beautiful at an affordable price and great friendly service. Scores Bar and Grill at 1502 North St. Mary Street, right here in Beeville, Texas. They have a great relaxed atmosphere, and there's always something great happening. So check them out on their Facebook page at Scores Bar Beeville. We're looking forward to seeing you all on the 10th. Thank you. See you soon. All right. Thank you guys for bearing with me. I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge all of our great sponsors who are going to make this great music festival possible. Thank you so much. And we're still looking for more sponsors. If you'd like to sponsor the festival, if you'd like to donate merchandise, we've got a lot of stuff to raffle already, but we're still looking for gift cards. If anybody has gift cards that they'd like to donate, we're looking at like $5 income gift cards. I've got some specifically in mind for those. Remember, the tickets are $10 to get in at the door, or you can $10 in advance, or you can pay at the door $15. You can also get your barbecue plates for $10, and they are only available from 1 to 6 on Saturday, September the 10th at the Chickasaw Club. We'd love to have all of you come out and join us, because it's all to support all these great singers, and this is hopefully the first of many shows we'll be doing. Next year, we hope to do like a 2-day event. Hopefully, if we're able to raise a lot of money with this. Yes, it's a lot. I've been going. A lot of people have been working really hard trying to get this going. So we do have one more song from Mr. Sean. I'm sorry I had to interrupt you there, but
that's fine.
And by the way, that one you just heard, the first one, it is playing on the radio 3 times a day. I just sent it last night, got approval from Fred. So that's great. So hopefully it's getting out into the community too. So hopefully it's in there. So, so if anybody can help out, donate, sponsor, we have VIP tables available too. By the way, the VIP tables are $175. It comes with 6 tickets to get in the show, 6 barbecue plates, and 6 raffle tickets. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, we have sponsorships available. We're still looking for more. I got room on my commercial for a few more. Go ahead, Paul.
I think Sean was going to say something.
Go ahead, Sean.
I just want to give a shout out. That's the first. That Jeffrey Norman guy, man, he's got a voice.
He does.
Got a voice.
I know.
That's the first time I've heard the song, a little bit of the song before, but I've been in the house on just regular computer speakers. But that's the first time I've heard it through some sure enough good quality speakers.
Yeah, his voice, it blew me away.
Got a voice, yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, his voice it changed because he had to get a kidney transplant.
Yeah.
And his vocal cord got paralyzed. So his voice was way better than that before, like way better, like unbelievable.
Sure.
People used to pay him to sing for them, and I mean rock, like
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. No, I know.
Yeah,
I was there.
that's right.
I was on the show when he came on, man. Guy blew me away then. He still blows me away.
Yes, I know. I know. Let me see what we ever let's see. Well, hold on. I'm gonna go one at a time. He's the kind of man I can tell him Sean's being mean to me, and he will ask Sean, "You mean to her?" He's a shadow man if Sean ever needs him. That's so great.
That's
Talking
talking
about
about
your
Booger.
friend Booger. And
Yeah.
George said, yeah. And George said, when are you going to put on something that will get all of us that you have had on your show together? I cannot wait to meet these people in person, especially you, the creator of all this. Well, George, that's what the concert is. I cannot. Unfortunately, we'd have to have a week long. No, we'd have to have longer than that. Right, Paul? It would be like, there's no way because we are starting. You are episode 46. If I could do something and include everyone, God, that would be amazing. But unless I win the lottery, Paul, we need to try to do the lottery. Believe me, I would love that if I had the funds and the means. Right, Paul? He knows I do it.
I bought a ticket when it was up to over $1 billion, but
see, you never know.
The bus. Get the bus.
I know. No, I've been thinking about that, Paul. We need to join forces, Paul. All of us. We need to collectively come together. I'm not even kidding. We need to collectively come together and figure out something because that's what my vision is. This is a small vision compared to what I think it can be. Right, Paul? You know.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if we could just have all we need is the location but I don't want to ask anybody to do it for free. That's the problem because that's how you guys make your living. So that makes it kind of hard because it adds up quickly, even though y'all are well worth it. Well worth it. It's like it adds up quickly, and I haven't won the lottery yet. So.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The only thing I won when I bought that ticket was the a trip to work the next morning.
Yeah. Exactly. Linda, I wish I could get a bus. I'm serious. I would do it. Right, Paul? Wouldn't that be something? You never know. I don't know. My belief in this, honestly, is I keep telling Brett this. God led me to it. He's going to lead us through it. I believe that.
Exactly.
And he's going to provide what we need. He knows what we're supposed to do next. And maybe I don't even know what's going to happen. I'm just praying that the show goes well and we have people show up because it's so important. Because our whole point is to raise money. I mean, to show some of these amazing people, but to raise money to try to do a bigger one next year. So we will.
And just imagine how long we've been doing the show. 6 months?
No, it's been. I don't even know, Paul. I think we started in February, didn't we?
Yeah. So it hasn't even. It's been
not even a year.
Months.
I know.
And we've already got all these wonderful people on there.
Yeah.
And it's because of them that it keeps growing because everyone keeps getting other people on here and try. That's how we met Sean. That's how we met Jeffrey Nauman. That's how we met. I mean, everybody is coming on the show.
George, almost everybody. George is on here right now. I mean, just amazing people, and we're meeting people from all over the place, not just Texas, but beyond.
All over the world.
All over the world.
You had a guy from England, a couple of guys from England, guys from Ireland,
Scotland, a guy from Scotland. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just you never know, and I'm a big believer in that. That's why I see big things. I mean, but I don't know how much more. Well, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I really believe that together we can make it. I keep saying that, right, Paul, don't I?
Yeah.
Together we can make a change. And I don't mean just in the music world, but just in general, in everyone's lives. We can bring so much joy if we all come together, So I believe that it's going to happen. I do. I believe it's going to get even bigger. It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. So, I'm sorry about that. Sean, you have one more song and I want to get to it. And then I'm going to have to get off pretty soon because it's 9 and my grandson has to go to bed. He started kindergarten. Cool. So, these kids that get to go to bed early now. And I'm like, and I'm in his room. I'm sorry. But let's get to this song. And by the way, whoa, I love this song. I picked this one for the commercial because I listened. I was like, that is clever. This is called London Bridge.
That's another one. Linda. That's another one. That's Linda Sue's magic there.
Where's my thumb? There it is. Great job, Linda. Yeah. Here we go, y'all. Let's play London Bridge, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, man, check this out. I really like it. Here we go. We'll be right back.
There was a princess in a shining night. He saved the world and made things right. It's a fairy tale we've come to know. But real world love and grown up hearts don't always know how to play the part. 'Cause grown up tales are sometimes full of lies. Little sister and brother don't know what's wrong, why mom and dad can't get along. The ties that bind are coming all unknown. Whenever our folks start to fight late at night so they won't cry, I read them tales and rhymes from long ago. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. If we don't learn to bend, we'll surely break. Those happy endings and fairy tales are cute little rhymes we learn so well. But hearts don't play fair when love is real. Now that London Bridge is falling down. Now the sky is falling all around, and Mother Goose just can't be found. The big bad wolf is howling at the door. It's ashes to ashes on the ground, 'cause London Bridge is falling down, and us kids are the ones that are gonna lose. 'Cause London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. If we don't learn to bend, we'll surely break. Those happy endings and fairy tales are cute little rhymes we learn so well. When hearts don't play fair when love is real. Now London Bridge is falling down. Dad says he'll leave when it gets daylight, and Mom's gonna cry all through the night. They fought the fight, tried to make it work. And all the king's horses and all the king's men won't put Mom and Dad together again. And now our fairy tale comes to the end. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. If we don't learn to bend, we'll surely break. Those happy endings and fairy tales are cute little rhymes we learn so well. But hearts don't play fair when love is real. No, hearts don't play fair when love is real. Now our London Bridge is falling down. Now our London Bridge is falling down.
Wow, that is a great song, Sean. I really, really like that. I do.
Thank you.
I do. It's clever. It's very clever. Great.
I think one of my favorite sayings in a song is like, if you don't learn to bend, you'll surely break.
Yeah,
that's it.
Love
such
that.
a great line.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Paul, isn't it?
Uh,
Gosh, that is a cool song. And I didn't even get to I didn't listen to the whole thing. I only listened to the first part of it. So I didn't hear the talking part, but that added even more. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
And because it
that was,
adds to that the nostalgia of hearing your parents speak to you
yeah,
as a rhyme in bed, and it just enhances
so
the song.
cool. It is a
yeah.
really good song.
Thank you. The ironic thing about that song, about a week or two before that, I'd been listening to just some old Red Sovine. You know, he used to talk through all of his stuff. You
Yeah.
know, remember what I'm talking about, Carolyn? Remember
Say the
Red
name again.
Sovine?
No, I
Red
don't know the name.
Sovine.
I don't know
He
that
had
name.
he had some songs, Teddy Bear, and then he had one
Oh,
called
I remember Teddy Bear because that was when my mom would get so mad at my dad because he loved singing it and she would cry. So she'd tell him, honey, do not sing that song. It was such
yeah,
a
and
good
then
song, Teddy Bear.
they had
Ooh.
another one called uh, Big Joe and Phantom 309.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, well that
Oh
guy.
wow. I
But
didn't know what
I
the
was
name
like,
was of the person.
anyway, I was like, nobody talks, nobody does a
They
recitation
don't
in
do it
these
anymore.
songs. George Jones, of course,
Yeah.
the number one country song that they say is the number one country
Yeah.
song. George Jones did a recitation. But anyway, so we did that recitation, and just the genius of taking those nursery rhymes and twisting them and
That was
using,
smart.
that was all
Smart.
Linda Sue.
Linda, great job. Great job on that. Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to be rude, Paul. If y'all can figure out a way to stay on, please do. We need to fix it where you can do that because I've got to get out of here so my grandson can come to bed. It's way past his bedtime. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have the best night ever. Thank you so much for tuning in. And you know what? If God, maybe we will get a bus. Who knows what's going to happen, right, Paul? Start looking, Paul. I mean, for real, I can visualize it. I wasn't kidding when
Maybe
I
we
said
need to find a centralized location like in Austin. Everybody just find a
Yeah.
venue
That's
there,
right.
and everybody just
Everybody meet
go
there.
there, and
Yeah.
then we'll just
Not
put
a
on
bad
Nah, hey
a
man,
random
nah,
music.
this I ain't all in big cities. We need to get like
in the
Rockdale or
country.
somewhere
We
like
need to find
that.
somebody that's got a, you know what, that's true. We need to find somebody that
I
has a
don't want to go to
ranch.
Austin.
Somebody that has a ranch or something, and we can just
Yeah,
go out there and just have a
I,
big
and have another Woodstock.
exactly.
yeah, a country stock
A country star. There you go. A
or a
Texas
music
stock.
stock. All right, guys.
Texas
Well,
stock.
Son, thank you so much for being here.
Thank y'all
Paul,
for
you
having
too.
me.
Are you going to be on tomorrow, Paul?
Probably not. I switched days.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. We'll see what it does because
Okay, well, I'll be here tomorrow. I may set up in the living room. That way I don't interfere with his bedtime so much. I didn't even think about that. I'm not used to him going to school. So I'm so sorry. I forgot.
Yeah.
I didn't forget, but I just like, I'll come in here. That way they don't have to be quiet. But now I'm like, uh-oh, it's way past his bedtime. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have the best night ever. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. Sean, you too. You and
Thank
your
you.
lovely wife. Take care of yourselves. Keep writing those great hits, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And keep in touch with us through Messenger and through Facebook. Share, share,
Yes,
share.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And y'all keep doing the same thing. Share about the show, talk about the show, get people out here, give me some sponsors, get us some, we need it. We need all of it. We need all that we can get to make this bigger, 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 bigger. Oh, I don't know how it's going to be much bigger, but it will be if we have anything to do with it.
we'll have our own studio soon.
Do what?
We'll have our own studio that we have to meet in to have the shows.
Yeah, no kidding. It's getting that close right now. Brett's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm going to pull my hair out. But I got a lot of people helping. So, all right, Crystal, I know she's busy. Y'all have a great night. I'm sorry I got to go, but y'all have a wonderful night. Thanks so much.
You as well. Thank you, Sean, for coming on. Thank you for everybody.
Yes, thank you, guys and gals. God bless you. We'll talk to you next time, okay?
All right. Bye.